All right. Morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Trading Bitcoin with your host, Vays, coming to you live from a tent in Baja, Mexico. I don't want to say exactly where I am because I'm a little bit in the middle of nowhere, which is why I'm in a tent. It was kind of cold last night, but it got warm already. It is, sometimes it's about 9 a.m. here. And I'll show you a quick look around. I only have 10 minutes, guys. So I got to get back on the road. And yeah, so this was literally my tent. Here's a the beach is not far, but it's a little cold to swim. So here you have light, and this is basically what it looks like. I had it to myself, of course. They have others with like 2 bunk beds and stuff, but yeah, this is it. These were the accommodations, and it was an interesting way to spend the night. You know, it was actually kind of cool, but yeah, the beach is right down there. A little cold to swim, windy. It's still like winter here, so but it's pretty cool. Okay, let's go to the charts. I'm not going to have time to talk about the war or COVID today, but in a couple of days, when I have a proper workstation, we're definitely going to cover that. Okay, this is beautiful. What happened with the price? It was probably a lot to do with the leaked document on Biden's executive order, and it's completely like I haven't read it, but I was just in Spaces. Shout out to Cafe Bitcoin. Shout out to Bitcoin Magazine's Bitcoin 2022 conference. I think I have a discount code to that. I gotta pop it up somewhere for you guys, those that want to come. I will be there as well. Anyway, weekly chart. We are in a massive downtrend, and that ended once again. I really think this one is here to stay. We're gonna talk about it with lower level time frames. I got 7 minutes to go. I promised friends I'm gonna start packing up at the top of the hour. So in 7 minutes, here we go. We are back above the short-term moving average on a weekly scale. We have broken the Lucid SARS. We are back out of the channel, and we got one more hurdle. The break of the 50-period weekly moving average. That is the last hurdle we need to manage. 4-day chart. This is great. We are back in the vicinity of where the 25 bullish percent was entered. That means this latest position, which was in jeopardy just 24 hours ago, is now back to break even. Now look at the moving averages. I have to dump the price. Hold on. When you drop the price and you drop everything, actually, yeah, I didn't delete them. You can see how it was scary here, because now you have all moving averages declining all below each other. Now look at it as it stands right now. They have 2 moving averages. They are both rising, and one is above the other. Now this longer term could start falling again unless we go up quite a bit over the next few days, and then this will also just keep going up. So now the closer we get to this rejection, we can actually consider adding to our bullish position. I'm going to take a wait and see approach, but I do like this situation right here as it stands. A little bit of flip-flop here, which threw us for a loop. You don't see that often. You don't see this short-term moving average flip-flopping against a longer-term moving average. This was just a one-time cross. This was a multiple-time cross, up and down, back and forth. So that's a rare situation. We mitigated it as best we could. This one is probably through for a little bit of a loop, but not as bad. This was bullish and then consolidated. So this is a very good sign. I am pretty optimistic here, and we should be able to break this on first go, then pull back to it, creating the perfect buy the dip in the $45,000 price range. Let's get the price back here. And let's get the notes back here. I really like this current situation as it stands. We have 8 hours to go. I think we can close this candle in the $43,000 vicinity and start off the next candle strong. That would be absolutely awesome. Unconfiscatable conference, the videos are up. We're going to get them on the website. I need to get them timestamped so people can watch it. I also need to break up those videos into individual smaller videos. I'll be talking about the financial summit in the upcoming videos. Let's go to the daily chart. This channel is incredibly important. The longer Bitcoin can stay in this channel, the stronger it gets, because as we stay in this channel, we flatten out the 50-period moving average completely, giving it an easy way to start rising. We allow the 128-day moving average to come and meet at the top of the channel, which is another, giving it another ability to break above it. Really simply, these are all really good signs, and it separates the 128-day moving average from the 200-day moving average, because having them be together is double resistance, and now they're single resistance. This is great. I think there is a higher probability that we will break above this channel than break down below the channel at this point in time. Obviously, the closer we get to the top of the channel, the more bullish I get. The closer we get to the bottom of the channel, the more bearish I get, but I respect this channel. That is why we maintain the bullish position that we entered based on the last breakout. And this time, we don't have to FOMO again. We are already in the trade. You can add to this trade now, but I would rather wait and stay patient and add to it at a slightly later point in time. All right, here's the hourly chart. Waiting for the MRI. We probably still have a few hours to go before a potential MRI top. Nope, take that back. We have 1 hour to go before a potential MRI top. I take that back. We have 1 minute to go before a potential MRI top. We are sitting right at MRI resistance. I think we are going to break it. Look for a little bit of a pullback in the next couple of hours, and then probably another move to the upside. A quick look at other markets, something I'm not even sure I did yesterday. The oil market is pulling back a little bit. What does that mean? That means that Ukraine and Russia might potentially be coming to an understanding. But if they don't, this thing can certainly escalate. I can't wait to talk more about the situation in Ukraine. And Russia gold has pulled back after reaching a new all-time high. Did we hit a new all-time high? We had $2,080, and the prior all-time high was $2,090. It is close. As you guys know, I am very bullish on gold over the rest of the decade, maybe just the next three years or so, maybe not the rest of the decade. I have been bullish on gold, and I'm very bullish on oil. I think it's going significantly higher, as I was saying, even before the military conflict. Silver, I am not bullish on silver. Silver is basically a useless basket case other than some industrial usages. I'm not going to get into why that is, but if you don't want to investigate why that is, feel free to continue to buy silver and underperform the market, just like you are welcome to continue to buy Monero and other shit coins and underperform the market, not understanding why you are staying poor. But you have total freedom to do so, and your financial decisions are, of course, your problem. Closing this, the ratio will explode higher. I am anticipating probably 200 to 1 in the next year or two in the gold to silver ratio, because silver is monetarily useless. Gold still isn't. Maybe one day, maybe in a decade or two, when people realize how much better Bitcoin is. But for now, gold has a monetary premium and silver does not. S&P 500, S&P 500 took a little bit of a nosedive. Look at it rallying today. Again, I can always make the argument for both sides as to why the S&P should be falling or rising. The S&P could be rising because it's a safe haven for capital out of Eastern and perhaps even Western Europe. If Western Europe is so scared, it's interesting how Russia is so weak that they are losing to Ukraine, while at the same time, Russia is so strong that they are going to take over Western Europe. You got to pick one. You can't have it both ways. Bitcoin is, of course, up. As I've mentioned in videos weeks and months ago, I am expecting the Bitcoin to start rising more than the stock market anytime the stock market rises, and falling less than the stock market every time the stock market falls, which is the opposite of what it was doing since both of them hit all-time highs or late last year. Okay, real quick, the weekly chart. My worst case scenario for the S&P 500 was the bottom of the channel. I actually think that is somewhat unlikely. The more likely path is for a full rise in the S&P 500 as a combination of inflation and fleeing capital out of Europe, all Europe, East and West. Nickel, somebody pointed me to nickel. Nickel is also critical in palladium production. And yeah, I have no idea what the hell happened here, but I will tell you that on a monthly scale, there is an MRI top in nickel, which is not going to be easy to beat. Nickel was not on my list of commodities. Perhaps it should have been. Palladium is reached a new all-time high as well. So that's interesting. Let's see how platinum is doing. No one cares about platinum unless you're a rapper. And that is copper. Copper will probably reach a new all-time high if it hasn't yet. It has. Copper is very, very useful production metal. And I'm not surprised that copper is going to reach a new all-time high. Silver, like I said, is generally useless. Probably take another year or two before it reaches an all-time high, mostly due to inflation and libertarians that still believe in silver for God knows what reason. Probably because they don't listen to this channel, but they listen to all of the gold bugs. And gold is already at a new all-time high. That makes total sense. And I think it's going to reach significantly higher as a speculative product, mostly. We already looked at oil. Natural gas. Actually, natural gas is interesting. I'm very surprised that natural gas is at such a low price. I want to keep an eye on that going forward. All right, guys, that is it for me. No political news today, no political commentary, no COVID commentary because I need to run. I see one question my moderator sent me from the live chat, and it says, Tone, what about Bitcoin losing the 50 moving average has meant falling to the 200 weekly moving average? Couldn't we be in the June-July 2018 stage? That's the weekly scale. It has lost the 50 period moving average. Let's see how it behaves when it comes back and retests the 50 period moving average on the weekly scale. It has historically always come down and hit the 200. That is still possible. It is possible. But remember, whenever you have a pattern that is always successful, that is when it becomes not successful. So the fact that it has done it every single time means that it's probably due to not do it this time. I'm going to take a wait and see approach. I'm not going to let the weekly chart guide me. I am letting the daily and the 4-day chart guide me. And right now, the 4-day chart is not looking like it's ready to crash. We will revisit all of that the next time it goes below 36,000. This is why this channel is currently the most important channel in all of Bitcoin. If we start closing a day or two below 36,000, then I will have like an 80% likelihood that we are going to head down towards that 200 weekly moving average in the low $20,000 range. As long as we are inside this channel or threatening to break the top of that channel, this might be the first time the loss of a 50 week will not take us to the 200 week. All right, guys, on this note, I gotta go. one more look at my tent in the middle of nowhere in Mexico. I am on a mission that I will eventually tell you guys about. As you guys know, I am looking to make my way down into Mexico instead of going. I want to get as far south from Marxism as possible, and the further north you go in the Americas, the closer to Marxism you get. Starts all the way all through Canada and in the northern regions of the U.S., like New York and other states in that area, in the entire west coast of the U.S., Washington, Oregon, and especially California. So I would rather be as far south as possible, where there is still a chance for capitalism. All right, guys, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all on the next one. I need to go check out some land. Bye, guys.